Hello everybody, welcome to the Squirtle Live Coaches Preview. This is the Class C version for the 2017 football season. My name is Michael Swisher. I am joined by David Kerr of the Pond Creek Hunter Panthers. First of all, Coach, thank you for joining us here.
Pleasure to be here.
Well, I know week 0 a lot of teams are playing. Pond Creek is not. You've still got another scrimmage to go before you get started.
Yep.
But are we ready for some football up in Pond Creek?
We are ready. We've been waiting for a long time since that first weekend of December last year. We've kind of had a bad taste in our mouth, so we're kind of looking forward to getting back at it again.
That bad taste is thanks to Tipton, 28-26 loss in the state championship game. Not trying to bring up old wounds here, but if nothing else, maybe that fuels this year's team. And I know that Pond Creek Hunter is once again in the discussion as teams that have a shot to win the Class C title. Who are some players on the Panthers that we can look at to make them some plays this year?
Well, we've got 6 seniors on our team. All of them are really good athletes. Probably our best overall round player this year, going offensively and defensively, is Zach Davis. He plays our middle linebacker for us and is our fullback for us this year. We've got both of our starting cornerbacks, Brandon and Colton Gibson. They're twins, coming back, and they're both going to see some time on the offensive side of the ball. Trey Howard had a great defensive year last year as an outside linebacker for us. He's coming back, and then Cole Jones came back out this year. He'll start at tailback and probably play some safety for us. And Jake Davis is our other senior, and he's been a two-year starter on offensive line and defensive line for us. So all 6 of those kids are going to be a big part of our success this year.
And of course, a lot of people know the name Cole Jones because of his basketball exploits, but he certainly a couple of years ago was making some plays for you on the football field. We know he's capable. You mentioned Zach Davis. I think he had 19 rushing touchdowns last year, 170 tackles, so a nose for the ball. Yeah,
he was really, like I said, he had a great overall year last year, both sides of the ball. We put him in a couple, on our defensive scheme. He leads our defense. We try to get him in some situations where he's not going to get blocked, and Zach works really hard in the weight room, and he does a great job for us, and we expect him to have a great year this year.
Last year for the season, you go 13-1. You outscore opponents an average of 44-9 for the year. District C3, you handed Blue Jacket its lone loss. Is that going to be, when you look at the teams with the chance to win C3 this year, obviously Pond Creek is going to be the favorite, but anybody outside of Blue Jacket we could look at this year?
I think Blue Jacket's going to be solid again. They got some kids returning, but I think Regent Prep is going to be a good team in C3. We played them early in the year last year, about mid-season, and they only lost 1 kid off their team last year, and they've got a lot of athletes. They do some good stuff. They're kind of remind us a lot about us. They kind of throw the ball quite a bit, and they can throw and catch the ball real well. And their best receiver last year was a freshman, and so I expect him to be, have a good year as a sophomore. And like I said, they only lost 1 kid off that team last year, and they went pretty far last year too.
Yeah. Certainly a team to watch there, but let's look at the class as a whole now. Of course, Tipton won the state title, beat you guys 28-26 in the finals. As we had the AP rankings come out just the other day, AP has its rankings. Squirtle will have its own rankings coming out soon. More of a comprehensive set of rankings there, so be looking for those on your Squirtle app. But Tipton, number 1. Didn't get all the first place votes. Pond Creek Hunter got 2 first place votes. Coming in at number 2, Sharon Mutual coming in at number 3. We know they've got a strong ground game. You mentioned Regent Prep. They're actually tied with Sharon Mutual at number 3, and then Coyle at number 5. Coyle, maybe a team I wasn't looking for the top 5. They were right up there a couple of years ago, made that deep run, but got beat in the second round, excuse me. Tyrone, a team that made the semifinals last year, only gets 6 votes. Is Tyrone a team that lost a lot? Because we see them up there quite a bit.
Yeah, they lost a few kids. Their quarterback was probably their best player last year, and he did graduate. But we saw them at team camp in the spring, and I thought they were They're pretty solid. They're still a pretty good team. In fact, I thought last year they were really good. We were lucky to beat them in the semifinals. I thought they were really talented last year. Really great team. So they still got a lot of pieces back, and I think they'll still be solid in that district along with Sharon Mutual.
That was a 28-26 game that went your way in that semifinals there. Tipton, you're going to get a chance to go watch them play a little bit?
We might go out there. They play Laverne week 0, and so that's, of course, Laverne winning it last year in Class B. So that'll be a good matchup in the first round to kind of see what both of them have. They played a great ball game last year in week 0, so we might drive out there and watch it because not only because it's Tipton, but I think it'll be a good football game to go watch. So if you're going to like 8-man football, it'll be a good game to go watch.
Do you think they'll be at the level they were a year ago?
I think they will. They didn't lose a lot. They lost some kids, but they still got some good kids coming back. I think Tipton's going to be really strong. I mean, they should be rated number 1 probably in our class right now. You know, everybody's still going to chase them. They are the defending state champions, and there's no reason to not put them at number 1. So I think they're going to be solid this year.
Do you think it helps, though, that, you know, they did get you last year? Adds a little fuel to the fire for this year?
Oh, I think our kids are motivated. I mean, you know, we do have our sights set. Well, we know we've got a long season until we see them at, you know, later on down the road, hopefully. But yeah, I think our kids are motivated. That, you know, that did leave a bad taste in our mouth, and we really felt like we, you know, should have probably won that game. You know, just some circumstances happened in that game that, you know, sometimes you can't control, but it's part of football. But so we're really looking forward to seeing what we can do and maybe matching up with them again later on down the line. Class
C, smallest class in the state. Doesn't mean there's not big talent. Any kids out there that pop out in your head? Some kids that can really go. I know you saw the Regent Prep quarterback last year. Yeah, and like I said, Sharon Mutual has a great tailback. And Tipton's got 2 or 3 kids that are really good. You know, they've got a couple running backs that are both going to be good. I've heard their quarterback left in the spring last year. His dad took another job, and then but they got one that moved right back in. So, and I've heard he's pretty good. A few coaches that saw him like at teen camps and over the summer said that he's really good. So kind of anxious to see what he's got. Well, you mentioned Sharon Mutual. I mean, just that ground game is just really strong. Alex Carter and Justin Kuster, over 3,200 yards and 49 touchdowns combined for those two. Parker Smith is that quarterback at Regent Prep, 3,600 yards, 48 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Not too shabby
Not
there.
too shabby.
But when we talk about those teams, you do feel Pond Creek Hunter it should be rightfully talked about in that mix.
Yeah, I think we're in the mix. You know, you don't want to brag on yourself, but I think we've got the pieces coming back that we should be able to contend for it. You know, I think this is one of the most athletic teams I've had at Pond Creek. We've got a lot of them. We're going to have a lot of athletes that are going to be having to stand on the sidelines because there's not enough footballs to go around. Because like I said, this is probably the most athletic team I've had in a long time.
All right, well, Coach. Well, best of luck. Again, your season gets started pretty much a week from now. Best of luck to you and the Panthers this season.
All right, appreciate it.
We appreciate you joining us here, and we appreciate you all watching us here on the Score to Live Coaches Preview.